Well, it was a long off season, but we are here. We are back in the building. Banditland Boulevard is here. Trevor Hauer, Tony LaMonica. It was a long off season, but we are back. And we're going to give you the off-season transactions. We almost didn't even have a season this year. The collective bargaining agreement that was tossed about up in the air. Are we going to have a season? Are we not? All the owners came together. We are going to have a season. I believe they signed a CBA agreement that's going to last at least 5 seasons long. So thank God for that. Also, the Bandits and multiple other teams made a lot of offseason transactions as the Bandits are looking for their four-peat. A lot of familiar faces that have left and have gone to other teams. The new collective bargaining agreement, they want to set for a hard salary cap by the beginning of the 2027 season. So naturally, there are some familiar faces that had to pack up and hit the road after three-peating with the Bandits.
Yeah, we have to say goodbye to a couple well-known names that have been bringing championship mentality to the Buffalo Bandits. And number 2 is Chris Cloutier, because injury-prone. I don't know if it was meant to be, but he fought to the very last game and helped win the championship for the third straight time for the Buffalo Bandits. Chris Cloutier, we're going to miss you, bud, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck in Vegas. And also that went with him to Las Vegas, to the Desert Dogs, is another fan favorite. I'd have to say Mr. Highlight Reel himself. Number 95, Chase Fraser, is now with the Las Vegas Desert Dogs because of cap reasons and for, and I probably preached this enough during episode after episode. Why the 1-year deals? Why not more? Why not keep them around for at least 2 or 3? And this is another thing that bit the Bandits in the rear ends, is because he's finally going to get his contract signing that he's been asking for, but with a different team. And yes, it sucks because he's one of the highlight guys and a lot of the fan favorites. So it's going to suck not having 95 on the roster. But Chase, we still love you no matter what. We love you too, Chris, and we wish you both the best of luck in Vegas.
Yeah, they got a great head coach over there coaching them, Sean Williams, former Bandit.
Absolutely,
it's going to make the Tucker Cup a whole lot more interesting to see Chase Fraser and Chris Cloutier on the other side. But I mean, you pretty much just took the words right out of my mouth, Tony. I mean, we've been saying since go back to the archives of this show. It's 2022. We've been saying, why don't we give Chase Fraser a 5-year contract? Why don't we give Chris a good 3-year deal? With this opportunity with Las Vegas, they do get that 3-year contract. They both get 3-year extensions. They are going to be the highlight guys. They are going to be the Josh and Dane of the Vegas Desert Dogs. So they are playing a little bit of a different role here. We'll see how they do without their complementary bandits around them. They got a pretty stacked offense over there in Las Vegas. I think they're still working on signing guys like Jack Hanna to a contract. That's still up in the air. Less than a week out from where the season's starting. So they got to get that figured out. But the one thing about Vegas that I'm not sold on is that defense and goaltending. If Chase and Chris want to lead that team to another championship, it almost feels like they need to be scoring 17, 18, 19 goals a night, and I just don't see how that works. Landon Kells is still their number 1 goalie. They lost Justin Getty to a different team. I believe it was Philadelphia that picked them up or something like that. So they gotta get a new backup in there. They're still running with Landon Kells, who, man, he's the most on-again, off-again goalie I've ever seen. We saw him a little bit last year in the KeyBank Center. The Bandits got him pulled in the first quarter. So we'll see what happens with the Desert Dogs. A lot of good moves around them. But yeah, Chris Cloutier, dude, I'm happy for him too. I mean, he won 3 straight titles with the Bandits, but I watched his interview with our buddy Dan Dudziak with
Danny D.
And he was saying that this is an opportunity with the new collective bargaining agreement that he gets to both work for the team and play for the team. And it's a full-time job status. When he was playing for the Bandits, he was a physical education teacher at Nichols and a part-time Bandits employee. With this opportunity in Las Vegas, he is now considered full-time, and he doesn't have to work any other job. So I'm happy for him on this opportunity. That's probably a lot of weight off of his shoulders, and he probably gets to keep him in better shape. And if you haven't seen that, go on to Dan Dudziak's Facebook page, and it's like a 25-minute interview with Chris Cloutier. It's a great watch. Clooch, dude, he he was getting emotional talking about leaving Buffalo. So you see how much Buffalo meant to him. He still loves the city, and he had to pack it. At least he's going there with Chase Fraser too, and we're gonna miss Fraser. Of course, we're gonna miss Fraser. The human highlight reel. He gets national media attention on the Pat McAfee show. He's a free agent. Boom, just like that, he's gone. And that's a guy that Chris. I don't know if you told me that Chris Kluche would have left in free agency, I probably would have believed you. But if you said Fraser is going with them, I would have said you're out of your mind, or this is not letting Chase Fraser go. But with the new collective bargaining agreement, the Bandits don't have access to the luxury tax anymore. Especially with the hard cap coming in 2 seasons, you can't use the luxury tax. I know Dane Smith just a while ago, and we can get into a little bit more of this as the show goes on, but his 5-year contract got reduced down to a 3 because they're saving up cap money to be able to sign some of these other guys to contracts. So Fraser and Kluche, right as soon as free agency opened, I believe it was October 28th or 26th, 27th, 28th, something like that. The day after free agency opened, they were gone. I was following Adam Levy's Twitter, and he was saying something like, looks like a potential championship winner is on the move with the eye emojis. And I immediately knew right then and there, I'm like, that's Chris Kluche, or that's Chase Fraser. I knew that immediately, and that was when my heart kind of sank. And then the whole next day, I was just kind of waiting for that notification to come across my screen saying, oh, Fraser is either going to go to Calgary or Vancouver or Las Vegas. And then sure enough, I saw that post on Twitter. It said, welcome to the pack, Chase Fraser. So tip our caps to Kluche, tip our caps to Fraser. Those guys were huge parts of this core. What you did in Banditland will never be forgotten. The three-peat and, the three-peat and the banners will hang up in the rafters forever. And that was from the effort that they put in. So I think Buffalo's going to be part of them forever, and we're never going to forget them. We're never going to forget. Nope. And we will see you guys January 3rd when you guys come back to Banditland. We do have some good news, though. First of all, let's get into the draft here from early on in September.
Sure.
Whether this was a virtual draft, I have no idea because it wasn't on any sort of platform whatsoever. But this was in the middle of a lockout when this draft was being held. And Tony, interesting picks here. And it's sort of a pick in the first round where you're thinking the writing's on the wall. And we'll get more into Matt Vince and how he signed the 1-year extension. But, dude, taking a goalie, the first pick, our first round pick, 14th overall, taking a goalie, I guess one of the best goalies in the Junior Ontario box leagues. What can you tell us about this guy?
Well, I'll tell you, Shogunov has really proven himself in the junior leagues. He's been a standout guy. Like, he could be like the next Matt Vince, they may say. But again, it's a different type of atmosphere going from junior league to the pros. He's got to have to take some time. He's going to have to get some, get in there to play some games and to prove himself. It's going from one level to the extreme. He's down here, and when he gets into the National Lacrosse League, he's got to be way up here for potential. Kind of like how Del Bianco came about when Nick Rose went to Toronto and really sparked it up, and also with Doug Jamerson for the Firewolves now up in what's that? Oshawa. Thank you. Yeah, now that they moved up there. So, again, Keegan's got to be like that guy. He might be someone that might be targeting Evan for his job or Orelman for his job. It could be like the Devin Levi of the Buffalo Sabres. He might be sparking up people and be like, oh, I'm going to take over next year, whether you like it or not. That also could bring controversy, but it also could bring better competition for all the other goaltenders on the Bandits roster, which means someone else is going to step up to Matt Vince's forte when it's his time to leave. I think Waukegan is going to be that.
Yep. Big name. I guess he's very popular in the Ontario leagues. And I know when he got drafted, they were he has a huge fandom in the town that he used to play in, and they were all tweeting at him and giving him congrats. So he's a big guy. And if the Bandits took a goaltender with their first round pick, they got a lot of faith in this kid. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring in. Sitting a year behind Matt Vince, against the greatest of all time, that's only
Yep.
going to do wonders for him as well. So 14th overall, they take Waukegan Shogunosh. Second round, 21st overall, Coltrane Tyson. And he's a guy who is currently on the injury reserve. We'll get more into that on tomorrow's episode when we do our season preview. But, dude, I mean, in some of those preseason games, he was laying the boom, number 87, Coltrane Tyson. He was flying up and down the floor. I don't know if he got into a scrap in the first game against Calgary in the first preseason game, but dude, I mean, talk about let the bodies hit the floor. This guy is a power forward that they took in the second round.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what he can do. Also, he can create plays. He could be another playmaker, or he could be that enforcer that we've been waiting for to help out like the defense, or like with Belter's situation, or maybe with Steve Priolo and the bigger guys, and like say, hey, another big man to push people around. That's what we need, is the toughness still to remain in Buffalo. And you know what? That might be a great pickup.
It could be, because I think this is the first time we really took a power forward like this in such a high round in the draft since probably Brent Noseworthy, if you remember that name. And
that's true.
He was tough. He was a gritty forward, but he just didn't pan out in Banditland. And I guess we can hope for another opportunity here with Tyson. Another pick in the second round, Jimmy Freehill playing defense. Third round pick, Carter Coffey, transition. Fourth round pick, Jaden Kennedy, who I believe didn't make the roster, or he's on the practice squad, one of the two, but he looked good in some of the preseason games he played. David Burr forward and Liam Keene. So the Bandits had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 draft picks in this year's draft. Obviously, some of the highlighted players, you got to look at Shogunosh and you got to look at Tyson. Obviously, you're number 1 and 2. I think those are the players that will likely have the most success on this team, or at least in this league, being the first 2 picks for the Bandits in this year's draft. We can also get into some of the other offseason stuff. So losing Fraser does suck. It really does.
Yep.
Losing Cloutier sucks as well.
Losing a big lefty.
We can talk about a retirement, too, before we get into some of the other ones. Justin Martin, J-Mart, announced his retirement not too long ago. I believe it just a couple days ago. Justin Martin hung up the cleats. He ends his career in the National Lacrosse League as a back-to-back-to-back champion. Probably the best way to go out, if I'm being completely honest with you. But, I mean, the Bandits lost an underrated key part of their defensive core. And ever since that Game 3 against the Mammoth, the first of 3 straight championships, when he was covering Zed Williams like a fat kid on cake, he was covering him that much. Game 3 opened my eyes. I'm like, man, this Justin Martin guy's pretty friggin' good. So losing him does suck.
Yeah, a guy who was 5'8", 5'9", but tough as nails, if you want to consider calling him. But the man proved himself, and he did have a minor scare last season when he did get hurt. But when he came back, it felt like he was alive again, and he just didn't lose a touch or lose a step. And it's going to suck not seeing number 21, Justin Martin, out there. And I think, and this is just my humble opinion, I think after losing a very close personal friend that you and me both know, Trevor, is Eric Harneth. I think that was his boy. And I think now, since he will no longer be at the games, and Justin's like, man, I just lost a piece of my heart right there. So, but to announce your retirement, dude, and to leave it all out on the table, man, God bless you, and God bless for what you did for the Buffalo Bandits organization, and to really help this defense grow as one of the smallest but more toughest men I've ever saw on the floor. So Justin Martin, don't put your head down, keep your head up, and, be thankful. And we're thankful for you, man. So God bless you in your years of service, of playing your hearts out in front of thousands and thousands of fans. We love you. It's going to suck not seeing you out there, but we hope to see your number up in the rafters someday.
Yeah, and we could also just say that he didn't score a lot of goals, but when Justin Martin did score, it was always against the Toronto Rock, and that will never go under the radar, because we love beating the Toronto Rock just that much. Off-season signings, though. Bandits did make a lot of signings. First off, the Bandits signed Zach Belter. On the same day they lost Chase Fraser and Chris Cloutier, they re-signed Zach Belter to a 2-year contract. A big core piece of that defense. He was a guy that saw a lot of playing time in the playoffs. His first full season last year. I know he was a mid-season call-up in 24. 25 was his first full season. And, I mean, hey, keep these guys around. Keep the strong defense around for the most part. Zach Belter being one of those top guys in there. It does suck to see that the new rule, though, in the National Lacrosse League that passed in the CBA, Belter did this a lot, and we're not going to be able to see this anymore. But when he used to stand in the crease and help out Matt Vince and block shots with his shin, the defensive players can't stand in the crease anymore. So Belter's going to have to, and the rest of the defense too is going to have to adapt to that. But we'll have to see how it goes. But dude, Belter's that big body shot blocker, big physical threat, lays people out. You needed to keep him around for at least a couple more years for sure.
I agree. The kid's very young still. He's not even, I don't even think the man's in his prime yet, and he's still growing with the Buffalo Bandits defense, especially under the tutelage of Steve Priolo.
Local hero from Wheatfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Dawson still coming back another year too, I mean, that's another guy that you can't stand in the crease too and block shots. And that man blocks shots like every freaking game. What else can you ask for from the oldest defenseman on the team? So, but other than that, like you said, Zach Belter, I don't feel like he's in his prime yet, and he is getting there, and he's going to get better and better each game. So,
he's
awesome to have Belter back.
Yes. Connor Farrell, the Fogo guy's back for a
pair of years. The Fogo guy's back.
So it's going to be interesting to see the Milkman. I mean, I remember him in the it was the end of the season rally where he said, I wouldn't want to play anywhere else. He signs a 2-year extension. So we got the Fogo guy back. Dylan Robinson, another defenseman, signing a 1-year contract. 6'2", 180 pounds, big underrated defenseman on this team. Same with Zach Belter. You got two underrated guys locked up for 2 years and 1 year. Big core pieces of the last 2 championship runs between the two guys. How about Lucas Nielsen? We're going to be seeing a lot of him out of the front door here in his first full season as a Buffalo Bandit. I think he plays or he's active in all of these games. Lucas Nielsen signed a 1-year contract as well as defenseman, kind of like what you mentioned before, Paul Dawson. DJ Paulie D is back for another year as well. And you got to think similar to that of Matt Vince, probably his last go around in the National Lacrosse League. So Paul Dawson won back-to-back titles with the Bandits, and screw it. I'm trying to – you guys already three-peated. I'm trying to three-peat too.
That's right.
Nick Weiss, big Weiss's Pieces, has signed with the Bandits for another year. 1-year-long contract. Last year, this is his 11th season as a Buffalo Bandit. It says on here, posted 26 points last year, 7 goals, 19 assists, and had a career-high 138 loose ball scoop. So he still got a lot of talent going into this year. Big signing for a guy like Nick Weiss. He was a guy, when I saw that Kluch and Fraze left, I'm like, all right, we need Paul Dawson back. We need Weiss back, and we need Vino back. Those are the top 3, I think. And then when you see others that are getting brought back, like Belter and Dylan Robinson, you're like, okay, like we are missing a couple guys, but we're getting the band back together here. It's looking a lot similar to, maybe outside of a couple names, we're still getting a lot of the key players back from these championship runs.
I do have a name that has come back for another year, and I think you know who I'm talking about there, Trevor.
Yep.
My guy, Kyle Bucky's coming back for another year, baby. Let's go.
Buchanan. Yeah, how could I
Buchanan's coming back one more time. He must have heard me praise and everything, saying that he was going to, oh, man, this is good. I can go out as a champion. I'm 3 times champ. I don't have to worry about nothing. My wife and my kids are going to be happy. We want you back. All right, we're playing one more time. Let's go. So good for him to come back.
Shout out loyal listener and viewer of this show, Mr. Kyle Buchanan's father.
Yes, thank you, Alec. I love you, buddy.
Alec Buchanan, big fan of Banditland Boulevard. Dude, get your son on. If you're listening to this,
yes, please. Let's get an episode with Kyle.
That would be phenomenal. Oh, you know who else the Bandits acquired? In a trade for a third round pick going to Saskatchewan. Not only do the Bandits have a Priolo on the team, They now have a Triolo on the team.
Oh, Jesus. The memes are coming out now. I can already see it happening.
Dude, big bad Mike Triolo, 6'8", 230 pounds. He is going to bring that physical threat to the offense in the transition like we haven't seen before. He was the guy that was always laying out the Bandits playing for Saskatchewan, laying the big hits.
Absolutely.
We get to see that in the orange and black this time.
Yep. He was we did draft him before, and then we decided to let him go and let him, get a little experience, as we may say.
It didn't work out when we drafted him in 2015.
Nope.
I don't think Steve Dietrich liked what he saw, but he saw his game now and is like, dude, bring that over to Buffalo.
Well, it's time. He's time to prove himself for a year at least. That's what they signed him for 2 draft picks, like you said.
But we could also say the band is coming back together. Clay Scanlon signed for a 1-year deal. Ron John signed a 1-year deal. Matt Spanger, who is still on the injury reserve, I believe, signed a 1-year contract. And I'm fired up about this one too. Ron John loves playing here. He's from Angola, New York. Grew up going to Bandit games, and he was great when he played against us, and he's great for us. He already has a championship ring to him, to his name, being a trade deadline pickup from last year. But Clay Scanlon, dude, with Chris Cloutier gone, full-time slot for Clay Scanlon.
Yeah.
Let's
Can't
go.
wait to see this kid play.
Season of number 81 on this team. We saw little bits and pieces of what he did. I think he played, or he started in probably half the games in the season last year. He had a lot of postseason experience in the games that Chris Cloutier missed. Now with Chris Cloutier down in Sin City in Las Vegas, we got a full season of Clay Scanlon. So definitely a highlight player to watch. We'll talk more about that going into our preseason or our 2026 season preview episode airing tomorrow. But dude, I'm fired up for a guy like Clay Scanlon, man.
Yeah, Clay is going to definitely be that fill in the shoes kind of guy. And we were really shocked how well he performed, especially when Chris got hurt. So it'll be nice to see that he gets his full-time slot after all. So he's going to have a lot to prove to himself and to us as Bandit fans.
Left-handed shot also. Thought I'd throw that out there. I know he knows how to shoot righty and lefty. He's ambidextrous as a lacrosse player, which is great. I love seeing that in the box game too. It's not just field lacrosse where they can use their right and left shooting hands. So we'll see. October 28th, this one fired me up. This signing fired me up. I wanted to run through a freaking brick wall. But a familiar foe or a familiar friend and foe, because he scored a lot on us and he scored a lot for us. Dude, 2006 first overall draft pick to the San Jose Stealth. We call him Benny. We call him Benny and the Jets. Ryan Benesh. I don't know if it was Dane Smith negotiating with him, like, yo, we can run it back one more time. He has played in the league since 2006 for almost every team. Hasn't won an NLL championship yet. I think he was fully set on retiring last year. Steve Dietrich and Dane Smith hit up his line and say, yo, do you want to run it back? We got a good shot at four-peating this year. You're still looking for that ring. Do you want to run it back in Banditland for this one last hurrah, and then you can do whatever you want at the end of next season? Ryan Benesh apparently says, sure, let's go. Let's run it back. Benny and the Jets. He posted on his Instagram story today the picture of, what was it? Was it Cam Wires from the championship game saying, get on your feet? Like it's game week or whatever. I saw him reposting that. Ryan Benesh signed a 1-year contract. He is back with the Buffalo Bandits.
And I'm pretty sure John Tavares is really happy to have his one line mate back too as well. He could be like that veteran leadership that we've been needing. So to also have another strong lefty still, I gotta, like you said, he scored so many goals against us and he can score so many for us. But believe me, he hasn't lost a step. And it's so nice to see a familiar face come back. And I even messaged him on Instagram and I said, welcome home. Basically, that's all we can say is welcome home.
Yeah, and Benny, if you ever want to come on Banditland Boulevard, you just reach out.
Every player is invited. I don't care who it is. Let's go.
You just let us know. But he played 4 seasons with the Bandits from 2014, 15, 16, and 17. During his time with the Bandits, Benesh led the team in scoring in 2014 and 15. getting 351 points, 152 goals, 199 assists in 67 games.
Let's go.
Fun fact about Ryan Benesh, and he's going to add to this when he plays this season, he is 6th in franchise history in overall points.
Wow.
He has cracked the top 10 with 351 career points as a Buffalo Bandit alone, and he only played 4 seasons with the boys in the orange and black. So the fact that he's in the top 10 from a franchise that's been around since 1992, and we've had some legendary names in this city that have played Saturday nights in Banditland, and the fact that he's played 4, now he's going into his 5th season with the Bandits, and he's 6th all-time in points. Dude, you are surrounding yourselves with legendary names from the Buffalo Bandits. So I'm fired up to have him on the team. There was a little bit of confusion going on as of today. We are recording it Monday night, November 24th. Yep. And it's interesting because I saw this come across my Twitter timeline today, and it was the Bandits released their active rosters for likely opening night, and Ryan Benesh's name wasn't on there. And I know that's what a lot of the fans that are watching this or listening to this will say. Ryan Benesh's name wasn't on there. We're still working out the kinks here with the new collective bargaining agreement, and the Bandits GM Steve Dietrich is working his magic right now. It is with high speculation, and I have the tweet right in front of me from Adam Levy. Michael Carvallis from Daily Dive originally tweeted out that the Bandits released Ryan Benesh. Now, that may be half true, unless there's a mutual agreement between the Bandits and Ryan Benesh that were maybe they're, and we'll get more into this on the preview episode tomorrow for the season. They have 4 goalies on the active roster. It's highly speculated, and this is speculation only. This is not fact, but looks like Dietrich possibly wants to trade one of those 4 goalies that are on the roster right now. And as soon as you trade that goalie away, that'll free open a roster spot for Ryan Benesh, and he could rejoin the roster. What Adam Levy tweeted out, to explain this a little bit better, he said, from what I understand, he tweeted this out 5 hours ago. From what I understand, having spoken to multiple sources, Benesh will be with the Bandits in one capacity or another this season. There appears to be some Dietrich wizardry related to the new CBA rules happening behind the scenes. So it's speculated that Benesh will come back. So he signs with the Bandits on October 28th. I don't think the Bandits would just flat out cut him less than a month later, especially due to the fact that if you watch the last 2 preseason games or you looked at the stat sheet, the game against Las Vegas and the game against Georgia, he scored 8 goals in 2 games. Against those teams. You don't just cut a guy like that, especially when you lose when you lose Chris Kluche, a pretty lethal lefty sidearm shot. You replace him with an experienced vet with another lethal lefty sidearm shot. I don't think Benesh goes. I'd be shocked if Benesh goes anywhere. I think he does play with the Bandits this season. My other speculation to this is, remember what I said about Chris Kluche and how he said he can get a full-time job both as a player and technically an employee for the team?
Sure.
I think that's what the Bandits are discussing with Ryan Benesh right now. And
as like a coaching job? Is that what you're thinking?
Whether it's a head coaching job or he's doing something up in the front office while he's a player at the same time to give him that full-time job status. So we'll have to see what happens there. That's what I kind of think is going on. I think he plays for the Bandits this year.
He has to.
I mean, the rest of the league, the rest of the teams in the league have already sent out their final roster cuts. I don't think any of them would be signing Ryan Benesh or taking him off of waivers or whatever it is. I think he plays for the Bandits this year. I will be genuinely shocked if he doesn't.
Right. Yeah, I think he plays. That's a given. Because if Benny, like you said, if he scored 8 goals in 2 games in the preseason alone, that just tells you that's a wake-up call for having a strong lefty. So you cannot get rid of Benny.
And look at those numbers that I previously just mentioned about his career with the Bandits. He would pick that up right where he left off. He's posting about the Bandits on his Instagram story. He's posting pictures. Yeah, he's posting pictures of his kid wearing the number 17 Bandit jersey. Like,
Dooley, you better give that number up.
I think he already did. I think Dooley in the preseason game was wearing 19. I think
that's okay.
I think he's wearing number 19, famously worn by Bandits legend Sean Greenhall. Just throwing that out there. Yep. And Chad Culp, I think, also wore number 19.
Yes.
October 29th, the Bandits signed the Moose The Moose is on the loose. Kyle Matisse, who I think
is also hurt.
He's on the injury reserve, which sucks, but he signed a 1-year contract. Cam Wires, another key part of the defense, is back. Cam Wires signed a 1-year contract.
Cam Wires.
Also, Game 3 goal scorer, by the way, Game 3 of the championship on a breakaway. And this one is this one's a big prove it deal. I want to see this guy light up the lamp like it's nobody's business. If he's getting a 3-year deal and Chase Fraser isn't. Tehoka Nanako signed a 3-year contract with the Bandits on November 4th. They were so hesitant. They would never give Cloutier. They would never give Fraser a 3-year deal, but they give one to Tehoka, who I think had a very down season last year. So this is your prove it contract, dude. You signed a 3-year contract. Go out there and look like 2022, 2023 Nanako all over again. I don't know if he was battling injuries or stuff going on in his personal life, but this is your 3-year extension. Go out there and make the Bandits say, yeah, we invested every single penny into this guy. We want him to show up and show out this year. There's a lot of heavy pressure going up on number 1 this year.
Well, I mean, when you give a person a big-time contract like that, because I guess apparently the 3-year deals is a big deal for a lot of players, you're absolutely right, Trev. He's got to prove himself out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, and we're expecting big things from this guy, especially 80-point seasons, maybe 90-point seasons, but he's only come across to have 55, 60 points per year. And that's consistent, I guess, if you want to say so. But they're wanting to see him now since Chris moved on and Chase moved on. This is your moment to get that 80 or 90 points alongside with Dane Smith and Josh Byrne. Maybe if those 3 now work together, who knows what the possibility is going on to man. But again, they got Ryan Benesh. Maybe he could be that next teacher to be alongside him, to be that second line strong. We could do better than the 1 line too. So who knows? Depends on what Johnny T's got up his sleeve and the game plan for the year. I think he's in the right mindset now than he was years ago.
I will also say I forgot to mention these ones too. Taylor Dooley and Steve Erleman signed 1-year contracts as well. But yeah, a lot of pressure on Tehoka Nanako, and he had a phenomenal start to the season last year. He just kind of fell off a cliff, and we really didn't see from him the rest of the game.
Well, he was getting his ass kicked in front of that net every time.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
he had a lot of mindsets going on.
I think he was playing very injured last year.
And plus personal life too got in the way too, but we won't discuss that on here.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, Taylor Dooley, big part. I think he's going to get his first full season as a Bandit this year. Can't wait to see what happens there. I bet you he'll be the fill-in guy for Justin Martin. He's probably the next guy up for him. Steve Orleman. Now, with the whole stuff going on with Ryan Benesh, if there is a goalie to be traded or cut, I think it's probably Steve Orleman, if I'm being completely honest with you.
No, I'm sorry, I got to disagree with you on that one, bud.
I think it's either him because I don't know. I wouldn't give up on Konstantinopoulos.
Evan?
Yeah, I don't think I would. I mean, that guy's a building, and I'm not getting rid of the first round draft selection from this year. And we also forgot to mention the biggest signing of all. I think this is the biggest signing the Bandits have had all offseason. The man who dodged every single question about coming back in the Bandits victory rally in the championship, Matt Vince.
Vince.
One more
the GOAT
year.
Has coming back one more time.
One more for his farewell tour. Matt
it's got to
Vince
be
is coming back one more time.
Yep.
Because
his kid said so.
He's going to spread his wisdom, hopefully, to the next guy up, and I think it's going to be it'll be Shogunash, who's probably going to be the next guy up. He's so valued in that locker room for the Bandits, and I watched his highlight reel from the Ontario Junior Box Leagues, and that guy is an absolute freak. He looks like Matt Vince a little bit when he's in the net, but he also makes those diving butterfly saves like remember old Dallas Eliuk with the Philadelphia Wingswood? He makes those saves too. And man, he looks like a cross hybrid between the two. And if you get some of that wisdom and you get to sit the bench and watch the GOAT, the greatest of all time to ever play the game of indoor lacrosse, you get a full year behind that guy. I bet you he'll be ready to go in 2027. So, but dude, Matt Vince coming back is huge for this team. And I was thinking I know we lost Fraser. I know we lost Kluch, but We brought back pretty much everyone from our defense.
Mm-hmm.
We brought back Kyle Buchanan.
Yes, thank you. I'm getting my 91 jersey as I said I would on Facebook. That's the only player I am ever going to buy, and I'm sorry, Chase, but Kyle was the man. I got to take Kyle. I got to get 91 in this Rafters.
Hey, see, this might just be me using a coping mechanism for losing the highlight reel that is Chase Fraser, but in the games that Fraser didn't play well, there were stretches where he didn't score a game or where he didn't score a goal, maybe every 2 games or so, and the goals that he did score were, I mean, those are going to be heavily missed. The behind the back, through the legs, like everything like that. But I mean, let's take the fan glasses off for a second. There were some games where Chase Fraser just did not show up on the on the goal sheet, and we had to rely on Buchanan and McKay to score 5 goals each or something like that.
Couldn't believe that.
We're going to see that in Las Vegas. Hopefully, I mean, I'm wishing him the best, but he is not the complimentary secondary scorer anymore. They're going to rely on him as to be the primary guy, and we'll see how he transitions from the East Coast to the West Coast and being the man. He's going to be the Josh Byrne on the Desert Dogs, while maybe Chris Kluche is going to be the Dane Smith. We'll see. They were always the secondary guys on the Bandits, the secondary scoring. When you thought of secondary scoring, you think of Tehoka, you think of Chase, and you think of Kluche.
Yep.
Your primary guys were Dane and Josh all the time.
Absolutely.
But with the way the active roster is looking now and the fact that we'll get more into this tomorrow again, but when I see Ian McKay as a full-time forward, I want to run through a damn wall. You thought he played phenomenal last year out of the transition, scoring all
MVP. Let's see what he can do.
He broke his own personal goal-scoring record as a transition. How many do you think he's going to get as a forward? I'm thinking he hits 50+ as a full-time forward.
I mean, I might be spitballing here, but would you see 100-pointer out of him?
I wouldn't put it past him.
That could be possible too. We might see Ian as 100-point scorer.
Dude, Dan and Josh roll out of bed and get 100 points a season. I mean, that's what it seems like they do. So when you get Ian McKay up there as a primary scorer,
that's scary. That's just scary to even think. But
again,
kudos to having him.
If you think we're putting the fan glasses on right now, just wait till tomorrow's episode. You're going to be in for a real treat. But
wait.
Matt Vince is back. I'm so amped up for that. But I'm going to give Steve Dietrich a shit ton of credit here with the salary cap coming into place and the fact that the only players you lost were Fraser. I mean, these are big losses. Don't get me wrong.
Big losses. They are big losses.
The only players you lost were unrestricted free agents and a guy who's retiring. And you brought back your entire defensive core, pretty much.
Pretty much.
And you brought back Buchanan and Matt Vince. And you traded pocket change and maybe a bag of unmarked, unbranded potato chips for Mike Triolo.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
This could be a possibility we see 4 straight. That's sick.
He gets an A+ for me. I think if we still had the conferences or the divisions, the Bandits still look like a number 1 team in the East. I mean, by far. Rochester could be a close second. It is a dream match of mine, and I've said it on this show before a long time ago. The ultimate dream scenario since the unified standings were a thing. Yeah. The dream matchup in the finals has always been Buffalo versus Rochester.
That'd be sick to see.
There is a good chance this year that maybe we can see that. Maybe
that would be great.
Because
we'll have to go far to go see 2 title games. I'll tell you that right there.
I'd be going to hopefully 2.
All of them.
Hopefully the Bandits just win 2. But I would be going to all of them if we had a battle down to 90. I went to the Albany one, and I'd totally go to the Rochester one too. So that's great. A lot of changes though around the league. I know that the Desert Dogs are playing in Henderson, where the Henderson Silver Knights, the AHL affiliate of the Vegas Golden Knights, play. So they're off the strip. They're playing in Henderson. Albany, kind of like you hinted before, they've moved to Oshawa, Ontario, and they play the first game of the season.
I missed. That's going to start back going to Albany this year
against Toronto. They're playing Black Friday to kick off the 2026 season. They got the first game. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we have a season and we're going to have 5
Thank you guys for making that happen.
The next collective bargaining agreement. We can say that the 9-peat will be alive until the next collective bargaining agreement expires. The Bandits can win 9 in a row before the next
oh my God,
agreement. So
that's so crazy.
if you want to
I hope that happens.
Go ahead and do that. And also, before we wrap this up, I saw on Facebook today that some of the fans got their hands on the Bandits practice jersey. If you ever see the preseason or the practice jerseys,
those are sick.
Those are nice. How the hell did you get those?
Then when they go to games, that's what happens.
Comment below how you can get those and how I can get one.
Yeah, that would be nice. But I'm sure they'll have it at the store.
There was some guy that had I think it was the post that I saw, somehow got his hands on a game-used Clay Scanlon one. I'm like, how the hell did you swing that? But, dude, that's awesome. But a lot of moves were made this season.
Yep.
Big losses, I know that, but – and the whole Ryan Benesh thing is a little bit confusing. That came out this afternoon. The fact that he didn't make the active roster. We'll see what goes on with that. But, dude, if Benny's up here before the season starts and are we looking at a 4-peat? Are we looking?
It could happen
until proven otherwise. This is a championship caliber team, and I thought the Bandits did a good job at finding replacements for those players. Clay Scanlon being one of them. Ryan Benesh being one of them. Lucas Nielsen being a full-time Bandit this season is going to be one of them too. Banner raising night. We're going to have that preview for you on Wednesday.
Can't wait.
It's about time. We're going to get some November lacrosse. When was the last time that happened in Banditland?
What was it, back in 2018?
I don't even remember. To tell you,
I know they began in December, like the first week of December, but I don't think they've ever started in November. I could be wrong. You
guys remember 6 months ago when we were celebrating a Bandits 3-peat?
And we're already here. We're going back at it again.
We're already here. That is your off-season transaction. That is Tony LaMonica. I'm Trevor Howard. Guys, Banditland Boulevard is back for another season.
Can't
what
wait.
is it? Let's see. 2022 we started. 23. 24, 25. We're in our 5th season of
Let's
this show.
Go.
Let's keep this thing rolling. We got 3 championships to show for it in that 4 and change year span. Let's chase after a 4-peat here.
Let's go get it, boys. Last but not least, should we thank our sponsors for this episode or what?
Of course we should.
Of course.
First episode back. Of course we should.
All right. Well, guys, Banditland Boulevard is brought to you in part by Mitchell's Tavern, located in 365 Sheridan Drive up in Tonawanda. If you guys want to go check out the best beef and wick in town, go out there and tell them that Banditland Boulevard sent you. And I'm telling you, they'll treat you like family. The food is fantastic, and the service is phenomenal. Go up there and check it out. Also brought to you in part by Herney's Journeys. If you guys want to book your next big adventure and your next trip online, go to Suzanne Pike at Herney'sJourneys.com. Let her book your next big adventure. Also, we'd like to thank Beer Kind Brewery up in Kenton, New York. I said it again, Kenmore, Tonawanda, New York. Yes. If you guys want to go out and take a sample of any kind of craft beers that they've got brand new, especially the ones that they just came out at the Powerhouse not too long ago, go up there and check it out. I guarantee you guys you're not going to miss the sweetness taste that they have brewed for you. Also, we'd like to thank one other, and that is Nino's Pizzeria, located on Orchard Park Road. Guys, if you guys haven't checked out their pizzeria, I guarantee you the pie is made fresh every day, especially with the crew members in that. Go up there, order a nice pizza, wings, you name it. Believe me when I say this, you're going to be treated like Mamma Mia desserts, okay? So go up there and check it out. But that's our sponsors for this year. Also, I forgot one more thing, and I'm going to say this. Thank our YouTube. Go on YouTube, guys, and check us out live. You can see us who we are right now, especially through StreamYard as well.
And
I'll get this like, subscribe.
November stash. Look at this November stash too, because
we got our November's going. This is the playoff beard's already starting to grow.
It's already November 24th, so see it while you can. This thing's coming off on December 1st. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not. Keep it on there. It's going to be there for good luck. But check us out on YouTube. Give us that like and subscribe to our channel, Banditland Boulevard. You can check us out here whenever we pop up. But also, we'd like to thank those listening in on every device known to man, your tablet, your phone, your radio stations, on Spotify. Please give us that 5-star rating every time you hear about Buffalo Bandits lacrosse.
Couldn't have said it better. Hey,
there we go.
Awesome, guys. we gained some serious guys on this team. So if we didn't say it enough already, Chase and Klooch, we love you.
We love you, boys. We miss you. We already miss you. We hope for you guys have a great season.
And we'll see you on January 3rd, where we hopefully send you back to Nevada. So, yeah.
God, the cockiness. I love it.
Yeah, we love you, but hey, you're not part of us anymore. So
yeah, you're always will be a part of us no matter what.
Yeah, yep, no matter what. But 4-Peat's on. We'll call this season the quest for the 4-Peat. Let's be the first team in NLL history to 4-Peat. Let's have Matt Vince go off into the sunset, because he's back. He's back
for another season.
More fired up. So that's Tony. I'm Trev. We're starting a new season. Welcome to the 2026 season of the Bandits Lacrosse. We will see you tomorrow. We're going to have our pre-season preview, and then we'll see you on Wednesday. We're going to have our Game 1 preview on what feels like a tradition that's the best. Another banner-raising night in the KeyBank Center.
Absolutely. And what do we do, Trevor, that we always end our show with?
3 simple words.
Those 3 simple words that every Bandits fan knows. You ready?
Tony, I don't know. It's been like 6 months. I don't know. I don't know if I know those words.
I think you do. I believe those words down there. Yes, sir. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Bandits. Let's go. Back for another round, guys. Let's go.
Get ready. We're not leaving.
Going for 4.
Let's go.